Let me ask you some questions. What is the path to a dream career? Is it really important to have a career plan? What if someone is confused about his or her choice of career? And how important is it really to get into a great or an Ivy League college? How important is that for your career? Hi, this is Anirban here. I'm a dream career coach with over 25 years of experience, and I'm also the author of the just released book, What's Stopping You? What They Don't Teach in Colleges and Definitely Not in Companies. And also, Just Kidding, Yours Destiny, a very unusual and a humorous take on office politics. And in today's video, we'll be addressing these questions, these four questions. Today is a very special video because we have a very special guest with us, the Managing Director of Discovery Communications India. Any guesses? Yes, it's Megha Tata. So Megha will be sharing her amazing journey and the building blocks of a dream career. This is a 7-part video Leader Speak series with Megha Tata. Each video is approximately 5 to 8 minutes long and packed with insights. This is video number 1. Now hold on. Before you begin watching this video, I highly recommend that you take notes. You know why? Because even a single breakthrough can transform your life. So are you ready to begin? Great. Let's get started. So what I'm seeing, I saw what I was very impressed about your bio is that you have had an amazing career. So you've spent, please correct me if I'm wrong, you spent about 29 years in the, 27 years, 30 years in the primarily in entertainment industry. And it's been one career, the way I see it, pretty much. Maybe the company.
One industry, yes.
One industry career. So one question I would like to ask you is that how did you choose your career in the entertainment industry? I mean, was it by accident or did you always knew at the very beginning that you had to get to entertainment? How did it happen?
So let me first of all sort of break the myth which exists that, you can plan your life, because it never works out the way you may, even if you have planned it. And I think in my life has been a series of accidental interventions which have sort of made my career way it turned out to be. I had no idea about entertainment when I graduated. I was as confused a teenager as it comes. I think that has been consistent even after 30 years. Teenagers are yet confused on what they want to do. Very few are very clear on what they want to do. So I think I was like in that confusion zone, and much like lots of my friends in that time were trying to do their MBA, and I also said, okay, let me just follow the herd mentality. Not that I really knew what MBA was. Not like you when you from IIMs of the world, there was no idea for that part of the world which existed. I was never academically inclined. In fact, I just about graduated, and I was like, damn, I'm done with studies. I just couldn't deal with academics. So I did want to follow the herd and do the MBA, but that year the exam got postponed by 6 months, the entrance exam, and I just had to pass my time. And this was the times when there was no cable and satellite, there was only Doordarshan, and there were classifieds and papers which we used to do. There was no Naukri.coms of the world. And so I just happened to see an opportunity. It was a walk-in interview closer to my home. I opted in. I said, I'll just take some 6 months of pocket money, and I'll just go and do some work. And I walked into that place. The company was called Indian Television. I didn't know what the context was. It was owned by the Dalmia Group at that time. And you've got to remember that this was the time when, like I said, there was no cable and satellite. It was only Doordarshan. And this company was launching what was called a video news magazine. At that time, India Today had launched a video news magazine called News Track. And to compete with that, this company was doing that. And this job was a door-to-door selling job of selling subscription of this video news magazine, which was a VHS. I don't even remember if you remember what a
Yes, I do.
VHS is. So,
Yes, I do. I do. I
so
do.
that is what why I walked in and I got that job, and realized very early that I had the gift of the gab and being able to sell, a comb to a bald man, and I did a great job in doing that, and I really was a huge success. I started creating stirs in my team, saying, "Okay, she's done a great job," and that just got me hooked into the concept of being part of sales.
Right.
And one thing led to the other. I got into the advertising department of that company. Of course, I didn't know anything about of advertising at that time, but I did get into explore and what that meant to be part of an advertising team. And
Right.
one thing led to the other, frankly, Anirban, and I never did my MBA eventually. I never looked back. Life took over, and I just started making my experiences my institution of learning. So that's how I started. So I definitely didn't know that media and entertainment was my field. In fact, there was nothing called media and entertainment which existed at that time. We created this industry, by the way, when I joined Star. So yeah, this is a long-winded answer for your question. So yeah, I wasn't very sure of what I wanted to do.
Okay. So it's very, very fortunate. It's that you were able to get into a career at very time, and like you said, you realized that was the career that you really wanted to be. So that's great. And one thing which stands out, and you mentioned, I think you mentioned passing it. Yours is a phenomenal example. Why? Because typically most career professionals, and me also at some point of time, at early on in my career, not later on, we looked at that there's a lot of belief that you need to get into one of these tier one on your top IB institutes.
IB colleges and
exactly. But you are a great example of that you don't need really a Ivy League college to really become achieve the pinnacle of your career. That's really amazing. Really amazing.
Absolutely, and I'm a very strong believer of that, Anirban. I think a lot of parents have to be blamed for this.
Right.
I think a lot of parents put too much pressure on their child on fulfilling possibly their dreams out of them. Right. And wanting to be what they probably not, and do not want to excel just because you may be a fabulous photographer, but you may not be able to do your MBA. So what? Doesn't mean that you don't have an opportunity to survive and excel, for that matter. I think for that I thank my parents a lot, because they let me be whatever they wanted me to be. Of course, they also realized, thankfully, that there's no point putting a square peg into a round hole. I'm not going to fit. It doesn't work for me. I will just fail. And so idea is not, and that's where the definition of success is very important to define. For young students, that of course is by no way taking away the merit of people who get into big colleges and who want to be part of that journey. Full respect for such people, but also do not disrespect those people who cannot and don't want to. In fact, I have high regards for people who can and yet don't want to.
Right.
That's a big thing. Like you can be able to get into an IIM, but you don't want to, because you want to be whatever your passion, where you want to follow your passion. So I am a big propagator of following your heart, and being, following your passion. That's always been my mantra, because I really believe, I know of so many of my colleagues and my friends in my college who got into the best of universities, excelled, they were like toppers and everything. And today they are, they're just nowhere.
Correct. Correct.
Is it by their choice? I don't know. But so it doesn't matter. And I was just about scraped out of graduation, and I've done reasonably well in myself. So I don't think so it's either or. If you want to study more, you want to excel more, you want to gain more knowledge, absolutely go ahead. But it is not the be all and end all. Right. What I want to say, for all who's going to read your book, they've got to understand there is opportunity for everybody. There is a place on this planet for everybody. You have to find your space, and that's completely in your control.
So did you see that video? Amazing, wasn't it? What were the key insights or takeaways for you from this video? Please post in the comments below this video. I would love to read them. In video number 2, Megha will go on to talk about her leadership journey and also why environment is more important than willpower. Do not miss that awesome video. This is Anirban signing off. Till we meet again, keep watching more of my videos. Take care, stay safe and be awesome. Bye-bye.